Alright, leg day. Feeling tired as heck. But gotta get her done, right? Got the pre ready to go. I'm ready to drink it. About 10 minutes out. The gym is like 25 minutes away or so. So it takes a while to get there. But anyway, gonna go in, get a good lift. I like doing hamstrings first. For me, especially when I do hamstrings, I like to really make sure I do at least a few warm-up sets because like the back of my knees just kind of kill me. If I just go straight into like heavier sets a little too quickly. But if I do some lighter movements and just kind of get the blood flowing, definitely feels a lot better. So I don't know what I'll start with today. I might try laying like hamstring curls to start off. Those always feel good, but we'll see. I don't really like this hamstring machine at this gym, so it's like not one of the ones that like to lock your legs in place like there's a bar over your knees. It's just the ones that kind of grip your shins, and it works. It's just like it's not my favorite. So, but it does the job. My hamstrings still get sore, so and they still get worked for sure. Still get a juicy pump. So that's really all that matters. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see like what all the sets will do for hamstrings. And then kind of same thing with like leg extensions. The machine is, again, it's not like a bar across your knees. It just like grips your shins. It still works, like I said, but you know, prefer the, I guess, a little bit more sophisticated setup. And then we'll either do squats or hack squats today, and then maybe throw in some sissy squats with the Smith machine. But we'll see. You know, it could be. It really just depends on what I'm feeling for the day. So, yeah. On leg day, I know a lot of people hate leg day, but like, why would you not want to build your legs? You know, like, you want bigger legs. Like, yeah, sometimes like they're definitely a bitch to train, but as long as you work hard enough and you really push yourself, just like every other muscle movement, go till failure. Make sure you're actually working hard. You're gonna see results. Now, calves, I know everyone struggles with calves, but same thing. Just keep working them. If a muscle group isn't sore and you're lacking in that area, then work it. So, might try to throw in some abs at the end. We'll see how much time I have. So, like I said, got up, or I don't know if I said that, but I got off work this morning, so pretty freaking tired. Took a little nap earlier, ate some food, then went and picked up some groceries. Now headed to the gym. Trying to go a little bit earlier. I was going like way too late, and so hopefully it's not as busy, but it's already 3:15, so we'll see how many of the high school group, or how many high school groups there are. It is a Y, so you know, it's kind of where, I guess depending on which city, but that's where a lot of kids, you know, hang out after school. Actually, is it winter break? I don't know. But anyway. But if you have like a 9-to-5 job, or you know, whatever kind of job you have, like, I know how difficult it is to get in the gym. You know, it sucks. Like, you're working, you're tired, and when you get home, you don't want to go to the gym. Now, if you get invested enough, like me, I like going to the gym. I like being there. It's like, I like seeing progress. I like making progress. And in a way, it's kind of like, you know, therapy. You know, just get to clang and bang weights around. And but yeah, but if you have a 9-to-5 job, like, it does suck, man. But that doesn't mean you can't, you know, get all your vitamins, get your creatine in, get your pre-workout. Pre-workout really isn't that bad for you, especially if you're not prone to drink a ton of caffeine constantly. Like, a lot of caffeine is obviously bad for you, but there's nothing wrong with pre-workout. Now, if you're taking like 2 scoops every time you work out, then yeah, that could potentially be a problem. But I think I talked about in the last video, like today is leg day, so I did a 1.5 scoops in mine, especially since I'm like freaking exhausted. So just give me a little extra push in the gym. I think there's like 400 milligrams of caffeine in this pre-workout, so no, I think it's like 350. So roughly like 500, maybe like 6, I don't know, I'm too tired to calculate that right now, but 500 something grams of protein, of caffeine total. So but there's a lot of traffic in this town, so it takes forever to get to the Y. But you gotta do what you can, man. You gotta do what you can. So, gonna keep this intro short. Hope you guys have a good lift. And still about 10 minutes out, but I'm gonna take my pre and listen to some music and so started off with hamstring curls, as I don't know if I said I was going to do that right off the bat, forget, but did those felt great. Like I said, this fucking machine is just, it grabs your shins and makes it feel like it's trying to split your shins apart. And I personally I don't like that feeling. I mean, who does? So, but anyway, like I said, it still got the job done. And then the laying hamstring curl was taken, so didn't get to use that. But then I went straight into leg extensions. Did 3 sets there. So the whole stack for this leg extension is very light. So what I've been really loving, I think I got to record 1 or 2 of these, was, I think just 1 maybe. So you do 10 sets, but at the top you hold for at least a second or 2, then you let down, hold, and then do 10 reps. And then once you get to that 10th rep, you're pretty much burned out. And then you just try to freaking kick that shit up, or as many reps as possible. And then that crazy burn I get from that. So 3 sets of those. Then we went to hack squat. I think I filmed all sets of those. Those went pretty well. I felt my adductors a little bit, which means I need to work them more, but nothing injured, all good. And then we went over and kind of supersetted seated calf raises with more leg extensions. So for a total of like 6 leg extensions and 3 sets of hack squats. So I would have liked to have done more hamstrings, but they did feel pretty pumped after the 4 sets. Typically I'll never do that, probably never do that again, but just for the sake of time, I felt pretty good about it, so I just wanted to get the lift done. Because, you know, legs does take a while. It takes quite a bit to complete the lift. And then just finished off with a couple of sets of adductors. And on those, you don't need to, like, go crazy till failure. Because, just in my opinion, I don't think that's necessary. I think you'll get plenty of stimulation by just pumping out a few sets, getting a good burn, and you're good to go. But yeah, that was it for leg day. Wanted to get home. It's getting late. I'm tired. But other than that, pretty solid leg day. Quads pumped, hamstrings pumped. That's all we need. That's all we need. So, don't skip out on leg days. Leg days are my favorites and also my least favorite, because, you know, it requires a lot more physical effort than the other lifts do. Because, like, say for squats, you know, you're using your whole body in a way to get that weight up. You're doing squats, hack squats, even leg press, because then it's compressing your lungs, compressing your chest, making it more difficult to breathe. Which honestly, I don't do very much leg press at all. Occasionally I will, but typically stick with hack squats or what's it called, Bulgarian split squats. Those are good. I probably need to throw in some more of those and some lunges as well, just to build that, get some more feathering in the quads. But yeah, cut is coming up day after Christmas. On the 26th is when the cut will start. And we'll go on for 2 months, and then we'll be back to bulking again. I know I put on a bit of fat. I know I look fat now, but I'm hoping to cut off quite a bit of that on this cut, and just kind of go back and forth and just get better and better in shape. So tomorrow is chest day. Looking forward to that. I'll always love a good chest pump. We'll see what I do. That'll be for the next video. But other than that, filming's getting a little bit better. Just learning how to set up the angles and stuff. It is kind of awkward filming in the gym, you know, because, like, you don't want people to think you're some pretentious asshole, you know, who just thinks so highly of himself that he posts, like, just films himself working out. But I liked, you know, my little tiny Instagram page that I made for one of my powerlifting days. So I thought, why not continue it with, as I'm older and, you know, as a bodybuilder now. So we'll see how this journey goes. It's probably like a shorter video than the last one. We're still working out the kinks, if you will. But remember, if you're bulking, you're gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna get to the point where you don't want to eat another fucking bite of food, but you still gotta eat. If you aren't seeing that scale move, then you gotta eat. You gotta eat more and more and more. If you're a skinny dude, you gotta eat more and more and more. I've never been a skinny dude. It's always been easy for me to put on weight. So when I'm cutting, you know, a lot of people say like, oh, bulking is harder for skinnier dudes or cutting is harder for fatter dudes. I think they're both equally the same. I think it's very difficult for both. I think it's still a mental battle, you know. Bulking maybe more of a physical battle because you're trying to force yourself to eat, but it's also a mental battle for those guys who really struggle with, you know, putting on weight. But just keep eating more, man. Don't be afraid to lose your abs, and you probably won't. You'll probably maintain a little something. So just keep eating. If you're cutting, don't cheat on your diet. Don't you dare cheat on your diet. Just remember, find your maintenance calories. Go 500 to 1,000 calories below that. I personally like 1,000 below. For example, my maintenance, I believe, is around 3,500, 32 to 3,500. So on my cut, I'm going to go 22 to 2,500 calories per day. Protein for me remains the same. 1 gram per pound of body weight, no matter if I'm bulking or cutting. Some people say if you're bulking, eat the amount of protein, like say I'm 220 and I want to get to 250, then I should be eating 250 grams of protein. I think to a point your body does just shit out all the protein you eat because it can only handle so much, especially if you eat too much at one time, which I am guilty of doing. So try to space out your protein, figure out, you know, how much your body can handle at a time, that is. But still, bulking or cutting, 1 gram per pound of body weight. That's all you need. And if you're bulking, just carb up. Bagels, vanilla shakes, cookies, ice cream. And if you want to stay clean and healthy, rice, bagels again, whole grain bagels, you know, good healthy bread, you know, potatoes, sweet potatoes. You can go down that route if you want. But to each his own, man. But either way, nothing changes. If you're gonna lose weight, you have to be consistent. You have to track your macros. Get a macro counting a tracking app. I can't talk. A macro tracker, if you will, and just keep track, man. Just start keeping track. A lot of them you can set goals for what you want to be at, if that works for you. If you're more of a goal-oriented person. Oops, lost y'all there for a second. Then, you know, most of them you can set goals for what you want to do. Where was I going with this? But anyway, just keep track of your macros. Decide if you're going to cut or bulk. If you want to main gain, that's up to you. Do what you want to do. I don't care. But don't complain when you're not getting bigger if you're not willing to eat. If you're not willing to eat, you're not going to get bigger. If you're not willing to cut calories, you're not going to lose body fat. So, that's not that difficult. Don't listen to all these freaking people who are like, cardio is actually bad for you, and you shouldn't. I forget what's that guy's name. I think he was all over YouTube. Like, all of his freaking ads were all over YouTube. I think it's V-Shred or something. But he's like, actually, you don't be doing cardio. He's like, look, I can eat this donut and still look like this. You know, he's always like enticing you. You don't really know what it is until you buy his plan or whatever. But it's not difficult. Find your maintenance. Go 1,000 below to cut. Find your maintenance. Go 1,000 above or more to bulk. Simple. And get your protein in. Get your carbs in. And either cutting or bulking, always get your protein in. And try to get good protein. If you're vegan, you're vegan. That's up to you. But try to get good, solid proteins in. You know, meats, dairy, pretty much meats and dairy. I personally have been eating a lot of turkey meat lately. I had just been eating chicken for so long, and I just got so tired of it. One, because I was lazy with how I cooked it, so it was just dry freaking chicken. And I'd douse it in like mustard and hot sauce, and I just got sick and tired of it. So now I'm on turkey meat, and I get the 97% lean. So for a whole cup, 8 ounces, it's 340 calories. I can't remember the fats and carbs right now. I'm pretty sure it's 0 carbs because it's meat. Fats is probably like, I think it was 5 to 10 grams. But protein is 44 for a whole cup of 97% lean turkey meat. So if I ever eat turkey meat, it's always at least a cup. Again, you don't want to eat too much protein at a time. I think there is definitely truth to that, because like, say I eat a very high protein meal, I definitely find that I just kind of just shit it out like 30 minutes later. Whereas if I just eat it more, like maybe 50 to 60 grams of protein in a meal, because like there have been times like I'll chow down like just the other day at Chick-fil-A, I got like 2 sandwiches, some nuggets and fries, and a vanilla shake, and it came out to like 2,500 calories and like 100 grams of protein. It was probably a little bit too much. Felt like shit. Took a walk, felt a little bit better, because then I had to take a shit. So just moderate your protein, but get it in. If you have to eat 5 different meals in a day, then that's what you got to do, and you got to be okay with that. And look, I work. I know how difficult it is to keep on track of your meals, but meal prep, that's just what you got to do. You don't even have to stay up it's not like you have to stay up till midnight meal prepping, unless you're like one of those people who likes to meal prep for the whole week. I personally just meal prep for like day by day basis. But just meal prep. It's simple as that. Simple as that. And if you're bulking, it's a lot easier. You know, if you don't want to waste money eating out, then just meal prep. But if not, then just go get a burger. Go get chicken. Go get meat. Protein-rich foods. Protein-rich meals. But, anyway, that's all I got. Tomorrow's stress day.